Hey, it's Jake, back with a new adventure. Today, I'm exploring the abandoned town of Portlock, Alaska. Locals say something drove people away, and I'm here to find out what. So, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, legit middle of nowhere, Alaska, in an abandoned town called Portlock. If you've never heard of it, you're not alone. Most people haven't. But the locals? They won't even talk about it. Back in the early 1900s, people just started disappearing. Hunters, loggers, whole families packed up and left like overnight. They blamed it on something in the woods, something they said wasn't human. And yeah, that's where I'm going. Alone. I've got my drone, body cam, backup phone. I'm gonna stream as much as I can. Signal willing. No roads, no service, just miles of dense forest and whatever's waiting in there. The air's dead quiet. Even the birds aren't making a sound. So, yeah. Welcome to Portlock. Let's find out why no one ever came back. Alright, so, I just crossed this old creek. There's this busted-up wooden bridge that's barely holding itself together. I didn't trust it, so I went around, and now I'm officially inside what used to be the town limits of Portlock. First thing I noticed, it's quiet. Not like peaceful quiet, I mean too quiet. No birds, no wind, just this thick, heavy stillness like the air's holding its breath. It's kind of messing with me, not gonna lie. The path I'm on used to be a road, I think. Now it's all overgrown with moss and these knee-high ferns. Every few feet I have to duck under a branch or step over some collapsed wood. There's this old sign, half-rotted, barely legible, but I swear it says grocery. Like, this used to be someone's normal walk to the store. Now it's just ruins and roots. To my right, there's this cabin, or what's left of one. Half the roof's caved in, and the whole thing's leaning to the side like it's trying to escape the forest swallowing it. Moss is growing all over the doorframe. There's something eerie about it. Like, it's not just old. It feels abandoned in a hurry. The kind of place where someone didn't pack. They just left. Anyway, I check it out real quick. Peek inside, and it's dark. Smells like rot and wet wood. There's a broken table flipped on its side, a couple of rusty cans on the floor, and scratched into the wall, real faint, are what look like tally marks. Like someone was counting days, or something else. I wish I was kidding. I keep going deeper into the town, and I say town, but really, it's a scattering of maybe 10 buildings, all either falling apart or taken over by the forest. One of them still has a window with cracked glass, and I catch my reflection in it for a second and nearly jump out of my skin. Thought it was someone else. About 20 minutes in, I start seeing something weird. The ground gets soft, like marshy, but not quite wet. And then I notice these prints, not boot prints, way bigger, way wider too, like something heavy walked through here barefoot. I pause, take a couple photos, and try not to let my imagination get ahead of me. Then, and I swear I'm not making this up, I hear this whisper. Like, almost a voice, but super faint, like it's being carried on the wind, except there is no wind. I stop, hold my breath, listen. Nothing. Dead silent again. I tell myself it's just the trees creaking or something. Forests make weird noises all the time, right? Totally normal. Keep walking. I pass what looks like an old post office. There's a metal box rusted into the wall with faded letters that might say, deliveries. Inside, the floor is totally caved in, like the earth just gave up underneath it. There are papers scattered on what's left of the ground, too moldy to read, but one of them has a handprint. Not in ink, in something darker. Yeah, I back out of there real quick. The further I go, the more it starts to feel like someone just walked through here. Branches are broken fresh. There's this torn piece of blue fabric caught on a nail sticking out of a doorway. Could have been there for years. Or a week. No way to know. But it feels recent. Feels wrong. I come around the back of what might have been a church. There's a cross half fallen on the roof. And find more of those prints. This time in a muddy patch. And I notice something that sends chills all over me. They stop right at the tree line. No turn. No jump. Just gone. Like whatever made them either vanished or walked into the air. I start getting that feeling like I'm being watched. You know when you're not alone, but you can't prove it? That buzzing in your ears, that instinct in your gut? Yeah. That. I turn around, scan the trees. Nothing. But it's like the shadows are leaning in. The longer I stand still, the more the quiet feels intentional. Like the whole forest is holding itself still. For me. I keep talking to the camera to stay grounded. Hey guys, let me know in the comments if you've seen prints like this before. Stuff like that. But honestly, my voice sounds weird in the silence. Like I'm echoing in a place that shouldn't echo. Then I find this small clearing behind two collapsed buildings. In the middle is a circle of stones, not a fire pit though. They're arranged too neatly, like a symbol or something. I walk a little closer and notice that right in the center is a small wooden carving. Looks like an animal, maybe a bear. But the face is all wrong. The eyes are hollowed out and the mouth is too wide. That's when I hear it again. A whisper. Closer this time. I spin around, and there's still nothing. No movement, no wind. But that buzzing in my chest? It spikes. My hands are actually shaking now. I tell myself I'm just hyped up. I've been walking an hour, and my brain's looking for patterns, right? That's all this is. Still. I don't like how the trees seem to close in behind me. I retrace my steps and notice something I definitely didn't see on the way in. A fresh set of footprints. Not mine, not the big ones. These are human-sized. Recent. They weren't there before. I freeze. Look around. My pulse is in my throat. I whisper. If anyone's out there, I'm just filming. I'm not here to mess with anything. My voice cracks a little. No reply. I decide to head back toward the drone for a bit and regroup. I'm probably freaking myself out, right? Just an empty town in the woods, old stories, echoes. But I can't shake the feeling that I'm not alone out here. That whatever drove people away from Portlock, maybe it never left. Okay. I'm back near where I launched the drone earlier. Or at least I thought I was. But something's off. I mark the spot with this orange tape on a branch, and it's gone. Not fallen off, just gone. Branch is still there, clean, like someone peeled it off. I'm trying to stay calm, but the air feels heavier now, thicker, like the forest is pressing in. Every sound I make, every step, every breath, feels too loud. And then I hear it again, that whispering. This time, it's not faint. It's right there, behind the trees. I whip around. Nothing. But now I'm seeing movement out of the corner of my eye, like something darted between the trunks. I tell myself it's an animal, moose, maybe a bear. But no way a bear moves like that. Too fast, too quiet. The wind picks up, just a little, and I swear I hear my name. Just once. Software. But clear. Jake. I freeze. No joke. I actually whisper nope out loud and back up toward the path. But the ground feels different. Softer. Like I'm stepping into something I shouldn't. Then, from behind this twisted old spruce, I see it. Just for a second. A tall figure, not detailed, more like a silhouette. Just standing there. Not moving. Two pale, glowing eyes, almost yellow, staring right at me. Not blinking. I blink. It's gone. Heart's pounding. I try to rationalize. Maybe a reflection, a trick of the light. But there's no light out here. It's overcast. It's dusk, and there's fog rolling in from the hill behind me. I start walking faster, not running, not yet. But my body's already in survival mode. I don't even realize my hand's shaking until I go to check the drone app on my phone and it slips. Connections cutting in and out. The screen glitches. Just for a second, I see something in the drone feed. A blur of motion in the trees. It freezes, distorts, and the screen goes black. No signal, no GPS. Now it's just me, the fog, and that feeling. Like eyes in every shadow. And suddenly, I'm not sure I came here alone after all. It's been 4 days since anyone's heard from me. Search teams came up, locals, park rangers, even a few fans online who tracked the last known GPS ping from my stream. They found my base camp, my gear bag, my empty tent, my phone. Totally dead, cracked down the middle like it hit something hard. And about half a mile deeper into the woods, they found my drone, still recording. Battery nearly dead. Lens cracked, the casing covered in dirt and moss like it had been dropped and left sitting there for days. But it had footage, fragmented, glitched, corrupted in spots, but it recorded everything. And what it caught isn't easy to explain. The video starts normal, tracking me from above as I move through the trees. I'm moving fast, glancing over my shoulder, breathing hard. I keep looking behind me like I'm being chased, but there's nothing visible. Then the camera picks up that same shape, tall, shadowy, wrong, just inside the tree line. It doesn't move like a person. It's too smooth, too silent. I stop, catch my breath. The drone hovers above. From that angle, you can see something else. The trees around me are bending, ever so slightly, like they're leaning in. Then comes the worst part. The drone feed glitches hard, static bursts, vertical tears in the image. But through the distortion, a figure steps into the open, barely a silhouette, glowing eyes. I bolt, running now full speed, ducking through branches, stumbling. The camera stays locked overhead, tracking me as I disappear into thicker forest. Then, suddenly, I go still. I'm just standing there, not moving, not looking at the drone, just staring straight ahead like I'm seeing something no one else can. Something awful. The footage doesn't show what I see. Then, I drop, collapsing to my knees. The forest is completely still. A second later, the drone shakes violently, like something grabbed it. The camera tilts, spins, and hits the ground. Dirt, static, silence. But it keeps recording. For hours, nothing happens. Just leaves blowing, distant creaking. The soft hum of the drone still alive. And then, right before the battery dies, something picks it up. Slowly. The camera lifts, jerking slightly. The lens catches a brief glimpse of a hand, not quite human, long and wrong. And then the drone turns toward the trees, toward the direction I ran. And the last thing it records is a faint whisper. My voice, saying, "Don't follow." Then darkness.